Greetings, everyone. Today we're going to explore solving two-step equations. To begin, you'll want to make sure that you have your notes book called Book of Solving Equations. As we go through our notes, you'll notice a pencil on some of the slides. That means there's something we need to write down on our notes sheet. If you don't see a pencil on the slide, that means it's just some additional information that you do not need to write down. So keep an eye out. Again, today we're going to specifically just work on solving two-step equations. So we're not going to use all of the notes book yet, but we'll get there. All right, let's start off with this graphic. We need to discuss a few vocabulary words that describe the parts of an equation. The number in front of the letter is called the coefficient. This is a definition and a vocab word you've heard about before. The letter has a more specific name called a variable. And a number that's being added or subtracted by itself is called a constant. Let's also write out those definitions for each term. So let's go back to discussing variable. A vary is a symbol for a number we don't know yet. If you feel more comfortable, you could change the word symbol to letter, but technically I could draw a triangle in my equation and that could represent a variable. It's an unknown value. A coefficient. A coefficient is a number used to multiply a variable. If at any point while watching the video, at home, on your own, or in class, if you need to pause to catch up, please do so. And a constant. A constant is a fixed value, meaning it's just a 10. It's a -5. It's a number that's on its own. Let's quickly discuss inverse operations. You might have heard them more generically called opposites. So, to undo addition, or the opposite of addition, is subtraction. Therefore, the opposite of subtraction is addition. The opposite of multiplication is division. Therefore, the opposite of division is multiplication. Now let's work our way through some examples. The first thing I'm going to ask is I like you to draw lines down the equal sign. It creates essentially a scale. What we do to one side of the line, we have to do to the other side of the line. So in this first equation, our goal is to solve for x. So the x is not going to move. Therefore, I need to undo adding 5. So to undo addition, we need to subtract 5. Notice how that makes it go away? But what we do to one side, we need to do to the other side. Let's see what falls down. The x falls down because we didn't use it. The equals falls down. And 30 minus 5 gets us to 25. The variable is now by itself. I have a solution, and I'm going to circle my final answer. Let's take a look at the next example. Draw a line down the equal sign. The a does not move. Therefore, I need to undo its subtract 10. And to do that, I'm going to add 10. What I do to one side, I do to the other. The opposites cancel. That's the whole point. The a falls down. We didn't use it. The equals falls down. and I now have 22 as my solution. Let's start again by drawing a line down the equal sign for example 3. When values are written next to each other, that means we're multiplying, right? If you need to put a dot there, please do so. Therefore, the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So instead of times 5, I need to divide both sides by 5. Times 5 and divide by 5 are inverse. Therefore, the k falls down, equals falls down, and 35 divided by 5. Let's look at the next one. Draw a line down the equal sign. It says divide by 3, so the opposite of dividing by 3 is timesing by 3. What we do to one side, we do to the other side. Times and divide are opposites, they go away. So the b falls down, equals falls down, and we have our solution. Now that was our review of one-step equations. Let's jump into 2 steps. In your notes, let's write out these 2 steps. The first thing you need to do is you need to add or subtract the constant. Step 2, you need to multiply or divide by the coefficient. So you don't need to write this down, but let's talk about something you're very familiar with, pemdas. When we're solving, we work through pemdas backwards. So right now we're taking care of the addition or subtraction, followed by the multiplication or division. Let's take a look at example 1. Please continue to draw a line down the equal sign. I'm going to write out the steps to get used to it. If you feel like you don't need these steps, that's totally fine. But I'm going to follow. Step 1 says we need to add or subtract. So I see a subtract 8. So I'm going to do the opposite and undo it and add 8. The opposites go away. The 3x falls down. The equals falls down. And let's take care of that calculation. Step 2, we need to multiply or divide. So I see 3 times x, so I'm going to undo it and divide both sides by 3. Times 3 and divide 3 cancel. The x falls down, and we arrive at our solution. Now here's what's great about these. If you are ever unsure, you can check your work. I'm just going to write it off to the side here. But if I was to plug in 6 for x into the equation, we multiply first. That would get me to 18. 18 minus 8 is 10. And I've just confirmed that I'm correct. My solution is correct. All right, let's go through this process again. Draw a line down the equal sign. First step, I want to add or subtract. Instead of subtract 10, I'm going to add 10 to both sides. The a over 4 falls down. The equals falls down. Negative 12, watch your signs, plus 10 is negative 2. The second step, instead of dividing by 4, I'm going to times by 4. What I do to one side, I do to the other. The a falls down. Negative 2 times positive 4, negative 8. We've arrived at our solution. If you feel like you need it, you can plug it in for the variable and check your work. Negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2. Negative 2 minus 10 is negative 12. Check. We know we are correct. Now there's a special occasion when there is more than one term in the numerator. We actually have to do our steps a little backwards, meaning I can't add or subtract first because this bar is in the way. It's covering up the addition and subtraction. So I need to take care of that first. So we're still going to draw a line down the equal sign. But because that division bar is in the way of the entire problem, we're going to multiply both sides by 3 first. That only happens if the division bar covers the entire problem. Now times 3 divide 3 cancel. The negative 4 plus z falls down, and on the right side I now have 30. Next, we want to follow the steps as we normally would. I see negative 4 plus c. Well, the opposite of negative is positive. If I want it to be 0, I have to use the opposite sign. So negative 4 plus 4 cancels. Z falls down, and I have a solution of 34. If you need it, especially on a quiz or test, I would strongly suggest plugging it in and checking. Negative 4 plus 34 is 30. 30 divided by 3 is 10. Check. Keep an eye out for this style of problem. Again, when the division bar is the whole problem, it's a special case. All right, for your practice today, and as always, make sure you check Google Classroom. Any information, papers, or supplies you might need, you can find there. So until next time, have a good one.